vanished, she returned.
Welcome to Histoglorik.
In the long annals of ancient Egypt, where time was measured in dynasties and power was sealed in stone, there emerged a ruler who defied every convention, Hatshepsut. She was born around 1507 BCE, the daughter of Pharaoh Thutmose. She was not destined to be pharaoh. Women in Egypt's long patriarchal line were not meant to wear the double crown of Upper and Lower Egypt. But Hatshepsut was not like other women. After the death of her husband and half-brother, Thutmose II, Hatshepsut initially acted as regent for the young heir, Thutmose III, a child born of a secondary wife. But within a few years, she took the unprecedented step of declaring herself pharaoh. Not queen, not regent, but pharaoh, the living Horus. She adopted all the male symbols of power, the royal headdress, the kilt, and even the false beard. She ruled not beside a man, but in place of one. Her reign, which lasted about 21 years, circa 1479-1458 BCE, was marked not by war, but by peace and prosperity. Egypt flourished under her rule. Trade routes were re-established, most famously with the land of Punt, a mysterious region believed to be in modern-day Somalia or Eritrea. Her expedition to Punt brought back frankincense, myrrh, ebony, gold, and even exotic animals. These achievements were immortalized on the walls of her grand mortuary temple at Deir el-Bahari. Obsessed with military conquest, Hatshepsut focused on building. Temples, obelisks, and statues bearing her image were erected across the Nile Valley. She portrayed herself both as a king and a god. She carefully crafted her divine legitimacy through art, inscriptions, and ritual ceremony. Egyptologists today consider her one of the most successful pharaohs in history. But then, history turned against her. After her death, Thutmose III, now an adult and powerful ruler, began a systematic campaign to erase her memory. Her statues were smashed, her cartouches were chiseled out from temple walls. Her name was omitted from the official king list. For nearly 3,000 years, the name Hatshepsut was forgotten by the world. Why would Thutmose III do this? The reasons remain debated among historians. Some believe it was simple revenge, payback for Hatshepsut having ruled in his place. Others argue it was political, an effort to restore masculine continuity to the royal lineage. Some even believe the erasure happened long after Thutmose III's death, as part of a broader theological reform. But the most haunting part of the mystery? Her mummy was missing. When Egyptologists rediscovered her temple in the 19th century, they began looking for her tomb. Hatshepsut had originally commissioned Tomb KV-20 in the Valley of the Kings, one of the earliest royal tombs there. Her father, Thutmose III, was also reburied in that tomb. But when archaeologists entered KV-20, they found two sarcophagi, one for Hatshepsut, one for her father, but no mummy. This led to one of the greatest archaeological mysteries of modern times. Where was Hatshepsut's body? Had it been stolen by tomb robbers, hidden to protect her from posthumous desecration, or destroyed by those who wanted her erased from history? The search continued for decades, fruitless and frustrating. Then in the early 2000s, a breakthrough. A team led by Dr. Zahi Hawass, Egypt's most famous archaeologist, revisited Tomb KV-60. This tomb had been discovered over a century earlier, but its contents were largely ignored. Inside were two female mummies. One was identified as Hatshepsut's wet nurse, Sitra-In, because her name was found on a coffin. The other mummy was anonymous, overweight with a damaged jaw, her left arm crossed over her chest in the traditional royal pose. But there was something else. In a separate cache of relics found in another location, scientists found a small, unremarkable box inscribed with Hatshepsut's cartouche. Inside the box was a single molar tooth. When they performed a CT scan of the unknown KV-60 mummy and compared the missing molar in her jaw to the tooth, it was a perfect match. The odds of this match being accidental were astronomically low. The positioning, the break, the decay patterns, everything matched. In 2007, Dr. How was announced to the world that the long-lost mummy of Pharaoh Hatshepsut had finally been found? But the discovery only deepened the mystery. Why had her body been buried in Cave 60, a humble tomb far from royal standards? Why wasn't she buried with the honors of a pharaoh? Had someone deliberately hidden her? Or had her legacy been so aggressively erased that even her burial was desecrated? What we do know is this: Hatshepsut's remains now rest in the Egyptian Museum in Cairo. She is studied and preserved, not as an afterthought of history, but as a symbol of resilience and forgotten glory. Today, Hatshepsut is remembered as Egypt's first great female pharaoh, a ruler who proved that power need not belong to men, and that legacy, no matter how buried, will one day rise from the dust.
Subscribe our channel for more videos.